Love me. Love me. Hello. Hey guys, I'm so excited to be filming part 2 of this showmanship series with my lovely helpers here, who actually hate me. Be free. In this video, I'm going to be addressing 3 things: the stop, setup, and backup. These 3 things seem pretty simple, but there's a couple things you want to pay attention to. When you go to stop, you want to make sure your horse isn't surprised by the cue to stop and come to a screeching halt. That's never pretty. So in order to avoid that, you want to make sure you and your horse are in sync and he's ready to read your body language. You want to make sure your hands stay square and you lean back to cue the stop. That way your horse will see you leaning back and he'll start to drop his butt and very gradually go into that stop. If your horse is having issues with the idea of stopping, always start at the walk, first of all. A great exercise for this is to ask him to stop, and if he doesn't read your body language and continues walking on, immediately ask him to back up. This will grab his attention and focus it back on you, and he'll realize that if he stops sooner, he doesn't have to back up, which is more work. This will also engage his butt muscles and get him really stopping rather than kind of fumbling to the stop. You can set up just a single cone out in your arena and just practice going up to it, stopping, take a moment to breathe, and then continue your course. Anytime you're going from one maneuver to another, you want to make sure you give a nice pause and you don't rush into any other maneuver. The next thing I want to talk about is the setup. This can be a really tricky idea for some horses, so you just want to take it slow. The idea of a setup is to get all 4 feet square and the horse standing still and ready so you can practice your quarters, which we'll address in a later video. The first thing you want to focus on is matching up the back feet. When you first go to teach your horse this, you don't want to try to match up all 4 feet at once. That's just really overwhelming for them. When they are able to get the back feet matched up, the front feet usually fall into place. Now you want to let the one back foot stay still. I always match up my horse's feet to his back right. As far as the front feet go, both of them are going to move in order to square up. A great way to practice this is every time you get your horse out of the pasture or put him in the cross ties or do anything with him, ask him to square up. It'll become really comfortable for him and supernatural, and every time you ask him for it, he'll be able to get it right away. When you first start to train the setup, just ask him to match up his back foot. He'll be really confused at first, but kind of reward any attempt. If he kind of pushes that foot back or just responds to your general pressure of moving his foot, reward him. Let him relax. As soon as he starts to match up these feet, just let him relax. Get a couple times of those back feet matching up and then call it a day. Work on the front feet another day. The last thing that I want to focus on in this video is backing up. While this seems like another really simple idea, there's a couple things that you definitely don't want to do in the show ring. First of all, you don't want to back your horse up by standing right in front of him. Most judges see that as a danger zone and will peg you down for that. When you go to back up your horse, you want to stay on the same side of him as your regular leading side. So that would be this side of my horse. You also want to make sure you don't switch your lead hand. So what I see a lot of people doing is they have their showmanship rope like this, and then when they go to back up their horse, they switch sides like that. He knows I'm asking him to back up. Another common problem that I see in the showmanship ring is forcing the backup. I always cringe when I see it because I know the pain so well, but when you see an exhibitor that has the lead rope fully braced and their horse is completely braced against them, and they're very slowly backing up, having a difficult time, I know the challenge. If your horse is having trouble moving his feet and won't back off your hand, you can take the rope and pop him on his chest. That'll get him to move his front legs, but you don't want to pop him so hard that it hurts. Just kind of get him moving his legs. You also want to make sure that your horse is backing up off of your body language, not off the pressure. So you'll notice that even if I don't have any pressure on my rope, I can still back up Elliot. Ooh. That's because he's reading my body language, not the pressure off the chain. Nothing that you do in showmanship should be off pressure of the chain. It's all off of body language and how your horse communicates with you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video for my showmanship series. In the next video, we'll go more in depth to details about the class. See you next time.